Hello, this is Flight 111. We are now arriving at Argyle International Airport.
Jah deliver us from the pain and sorrows. Whenever we travel, it's so much trouble. They push me here, they push me there. They treating us so unfair. Many times they make we cry. I got to ask the reason why. They use their powers oh so heavy-handedly and treating fancies just like we ain't nobody. Opportunity helps them to get ahead of we, but take a good look. We are one regionally. Oh, what a bright and glorious day. Brothers and sisters, yes, it's a bright and glorious day. Mothers and fathers, when the first jet touched down on the Argyle Runway, it's a joy to see. We witness history. Oh, what a bright and glorious day. Brothers and sisters, for the meat to take over, we need more than bread and water. Yes, give us strength, oh Jaja, for us to read the next chapter. Oh, what a bright and glorious day. Hey, hey. To build this nation, we need every help we can. Such tremendous task at hand, we need full participation. The time is now to get on board. Let's face what the future holds. Progressively, we can be.
Good morning. I'm here once again, today being Saturday the 19th of November 2016, and here am I just on the roadway, the current roadway that is being used at the south, overlooking the area where they put in that road. And I remember last week we saw a lot of stones on the side there, and I told you the stones are there to support the road. Now you're seeing what is taking place. They are packing dirt on the area where we have the stones that will form a part of the road. So this is going to tell you how solid this road will be. In that side where we have all those boulders, the drainage will be very good and the water seeps through. So work has been taking place here earlier, and apparently the guys are on their mid-morning break, but we have the compacting machine and the bulldozer that we're pushing the dirt, probably waiting until more truckloads of dirt is being dumped here. So this is what we have down here at the south end, where the compaction have started on the roadway. That will be the new roadway on the south end of the site. Last week when I was here, remember I mentioned about the safety of this bank here and what is likely to happen. And now today we see that some work is being done here. What they are actually doing, they're putting down some gabion basket just where we have the side of the drain there coming off from this road. We're down into the bank down there. They are putting down some gabion baskets. Lots of stone here, pack the stone inside here, and to secure this bank area. So work is being done down here regarding where they're putting the road. So this is what is taking place currently, some mitigation work in terms of the gabion basket, and you can see the guys now bring some up there, and this is what we're seeing happening. As you can see down here is buzzing with activity, and here where we have the guys working on the drainage system, and no doubt this drain will be going most likely all the way out where we have that equipment removing the dirt. Well, they actually remove the dirt and put in some gabion basket, and now what is happening, they are filling back up the area with dirt, as you can see. Now this road is very busy because what seems to be happening, and the trucks are removing debris, dirt and so forth from somewhere out at the the road overlooking the Argyle. I'm not too sure if they are clearing the dirt from the roadway that was sunk over the past days, but they are using the main road to get back down here. And that gate on the southern side up there, that's the gate they're using to get back onto the side to take the dirt to the foothill. And meanwhile, we have trucks bringing dirt here. Trucks are bringing stones that they're going to use to put in the gabion basket to keep up that bank side. So now you're seeing exactly what this section looks like, and over that they're going to put the concrete slabs like I have told you. The work continues here on this drain, as you can see here, and what I have seen happening down below is that the water is springing out down below. All of that water you're seeing down there comes from the rain. Water that settles up here soaks through the earth and springs out down at the bottom. So when this road is finished, most likely they will have to do something here to control the flow of this water. And it is my belief that based on where we have the drain placed, they could very well cut this area and put a drain to link up back to that one that they're building down there. This is just my belief, because this water here is either they take it back out into the drain or they take it down to the bank side behind me. Yeah, but one out of the two. But this water has to be controlled here, because a lot of water flows down from off the bank area, and this road that was right here is sloping towards the inside here. So this is what caused a lot of the water to settle up here. So one out of two things they can do: they either channel this water to go back into the drain on the northern side, or put a drain here to take the water down to the south. So here's where we're going to have the road passing, and you see they are doing work. They have done some work over the past week, gone clearing up that area to link back the road over there, and a lot of this bank area has been taken down and so forth. So we see the guys, they're getting ready to put down the drainage. Where you see those orange stakes there, it is on this side. We're going to have the drain from the stakes come towards the land area, and the road will be from the stake go back to the bank area to the seaside. So all in this area here where we are looking at, and I'm just standing on the edge of the road that we have here currently, and we can see all those stakes. So all on the side here is where we're going to have some drainage system to take the water off of this road down into the gully down to the sea down there. Last week we just had the outline, which is the rectangular, and if you notice that brownish spot where we had the outline of this sign, and I told you they're going to paint the inside the wide angle. Well, both sides are painted now, but this is just the first layer or the first coat. More of it is to be done to put it into the color that it's supposed to be. And this is the second, the two rectangular zebra marking we have here as we move forward to the one. So I'm here today, luckily enough, today Saturday, the 19th day of November, and I'm here where I'm witnessing actually the grooving of the runway. And to give you an idea as to where they are right now, if you look straight ahead back over into the east where we have the garage, that is the point on the runway to where they have gotten with the grooving of the runway. And this also line up with the area where we're going to have the hangars. So this is just to give you an idea. They have passed the Bravo taxiway and now they're heading towards the Charlie taxiway. And maybe the way they are going, it could very well be that they will be doing the whole runway. So the water truck from the IADC, that is a truck that is supplying the water for this road grip machine that is cutting the groove there in the runway. Well, what you see happening here, to me it looks as though they are trying to raise the side of the river bank so that they can put these metal slabs, or you call them Bailey bridges, across so that vehicles can have a better place to cross instead of having the water running over the bridges when it rains and you're not too sure if the bridge is there, how it is, especially at night. Now we see they're doing some sort of corrective works here so that they can facilitate the movement of vehicles in this area to and from Kingston to the countryside while they do the work on the main road and to ease the traffic going into the interior, Yambu area, Mesco, Carl and those places. Here we are at the end of the Argyle River, where they are doing some works here to raise the bank side. Already we see over on that side, on the northern side, they will have already done some works, and a piece of equipment is here trying to pack some stone on this side, and later on they're going to pour some concrete, and by next week we may find them laying down these metal slabs across the drainage way to allow vehicles to cross. Well, I'm here at the east end of the tunnels and you can see the water is flowing through quite freely. Yes, we have some built up of boulders here because these stones were washed from the top side and come through here. But the evidence is clear. As you can see, the water is not raging as it was a couple days ago when we had all those rivers merging into one and flowing down to this area. Remember the Mesopotamia area where we had the bridges flooding, and all that water from three rivers merging into one flows through in this area. But the good thing is that there isn't any flooding, and let's say for argument's sake that these tunnels were to be blocked at the top end where the water enters. It is hardly likely that the runway will be flooded, because the reason being, the runway is raised in the center, and at the end of both sides of the runway, that is the north, the south, the east and the west end, where the water enters through the tunnel and where it exits, the land area is sloped towards these ends. So the water will have to be very powerful, and the fact is that the way the site is done, the drainage goes towards the north. So any water that overflows the bank, and it's hardly likely that it will happen, that overflows the tunnel will flow mostly towards the north into the drain and back out at the end of the North End area, where we have a gutter coming down just from the Argyle primary school area. So it's the question of the runway being flooded if the river overflows. The question of the river overflowing its bank is not something that we will expect to see happening. All that has to be done is that these tunnels are being kept clean and clear, so that when the rain comes heavily in the mountain and the water flows down, the water will have a pathway to flow. The next thing is, when water is coming through a narrow tunnel, it comes with a big force, but as the water gets to these 5 tunnels, it spreads off, and which makes the flow of the water, the force of the water, will then be reduced. If it was the other way around, if we had 5 rivers flowing down a tunnel, and when it gets here, we only have 1 tunnel for that 5 river to flow into, then you could imagine the problem we would have. But it is the opposite way around. We have 1 river flowing, coming down to these tunnels, and when they get to the mouth of the tunnel, we have 5 openings for that water to flow through, and therefore the water will spread. What you will find happening though is that where the tunnel centers with the river itself at the west end, you may have some built up there, because the force of the water is really flowing towards that tunnel that is directly in the pathway of the water. But the other tunnels on both left and right, those will be free, so the water will bounce off and bounce towards the left and the right and then flow through. So this is what you see happening here, and you can see the water flows down. Quite a lot of stones come down here from the last rain that we had, and it's quite obvious these things do happen, and all that will have to be done, we have these stones cleared from in front of the area here, maybe parked to the bank side to protect the bank here, and then everything will be just fine. I haven't come up here for a good while, and this is so because since they put in the gate and it locked, it is difficult for me to get access to this side from the interior of the fencing. Normally I'd have to make a long run, and now that the road has caved in, it's a bit more difficult for me to get inside here because of the fact that the vans will not be running around this area. However, today I'm very fortunate because they actually been doing some work up here, and as a result of that, the gate has been open, and you're looking at the VOR, the ME station there, and around it we have those poles, not like the regular poles down at the airport around the airport perimeter, but some silver poles, and you see similar poles like these up at the area where we have the control tower. So the poles are planted, and very soon we're going to have the fencing to enclose this area. I don't know how else they're going to protect this area here, because from the looks of things it looks as though it's going to be an open area, so persons might come up here as freely as they wish. I don't know if that's going to be the case. And where we had that pole for the connection of the electricity, I can tell you that the electricity has been connected. So now this VOR DME station is being powered by Vinlec electricity connection. So you're seeing there where the pole is, and you're seeing the connecting wires. So that VOR DME station is now being powered by Vinlec, and I guess now that it is, we might see the lights, the red lights at the top coming on at night. I don't know for sure if it will, but I'm here and I'm looking back at the tarmac, and we have the terminal building right there in front of us, and you can see this side to the north has been painted in green. Last week it was still white washed, part of it was painted, and now we're seeing it's painted in green. And the top in the open coat bar area, we have the blue painting, and like you know, like now, so it's 12 o'clock lunchtime, so the guys are on lunch. Some people are on lunch, others are still working. So, but I'm just giving you a view of the runway and the other areas from up this point, seeing that I have not come here for a while. It is very windy. The sun is hot. We have clouds in the sky, but I am not sure if the weather will change later on. But we have clouds in the sky and it is breezy. Now, as I am here looking down, I can remember a year ago today, and it was a Thursday actually, the 19th of November, this area, the Argyle airport site, was buzzing with activity. People were getting ready to congregate here to witness an historic moment in the history of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They were here to witness the landing of an aircraft. Actually, the Eastern Caribbean Civil Aviation Authority were doing some tests with the poppy lights, those lights located down at the south end of the approach area of the runway. They were testing the lights, and as a result of that, other local pilots took the opportunity with permission to also touch down to get a feel of the runway here at Argyle and landing in relation to the wind. And as I make my trip out, I can't help but remember it. I know on that day, just before the planes start landing, we had a lot of rain, so I don't know if it's going to repeat, but it was a Thursday and today's a Saturday. But the fact remains, it was on the 19th day of November 2015. So for those of you who like to celebrate occasions, this is one occasion that you can celebrate. As you look back 1 year ago, try to remember where you were that day when the first aircraft landed. I know where I landed. I know where I was. I was right down there on the apron of the airport site, looking at that aircraft touchdown on a wet Thursday afternoon. I just think I should share that with you as we look back 1 year ago. Well, you are seeing it for yourself. This is the west end of the tunnel, clear and free. Water can flow through, so you have no fear about the river overflowing this bank here on this end. What they will have to do as time goes by is to protect that area over there. Some stones, remember the river once passed in that area and go out higher above where we have the tunnels there. So you know, sometimes the water stops, they can make, river can go back and make another route where it used to flow. But down here is wide enough, and as the water gets to this area, it spreads out, and so it flows into each tunnel. As you can see, water is flowing into each tunnel, so we don't really have a problem regarding the water overflowing this bank as some people may want to make you believe. Well, the work has started now on this, the garage, the servicing garage area. As you can see, the same persons who are doing this work are the same ones who did the parking garage for the ground handling equipment. Now that the ground handling equipment building is completed, the work here starts and is going along quite nicely. It is lunchtime actually. The guys gone for lunch. I don't know if they're going to come back this afternoon, but this is what they would have been doing here for the past days in the week gone. We know we have had some rains which would have set back the work, but nevertheless we have work going on here. They were here a while ago while I was on top of the hill up there, but now they are not here. Probably they're gone for lunch, but this is just to give you an update as to what is taking place here regarding the building of this service garage. We are here where the river passes. And how did I get here? You may want to know. This is the water flowing here. Now last week when I came here, I showed you where they were concreting an area just next to the road area, and I showed you this part when I told you that a drain will be coming to take the runoff water from that side of the road through here to the river. And now you're seeing all of this work wasn't done Saturday when I passed here, but between Saturday and today, in spite of all the rain we had, this is what you're seeing. The guys were here working this morning because you're seeing evidence of fresh mortar, and there in the drain we have some fresh mortar, but they are gone for lunch. They're going to put up some blocks on the side here. As you can see, they've already started the blocks laying work. They gotten to this point, and what they're going to do between here I don't know, but they have to do something to hold up this bank area here. But here is where the water from off the right hand side of the road, if you're going back to the main road, will be coming through. And all here, before all of this work has been done, all here, you see all this mud, they are clearing it away now, and what they're going to do here, I don't know. But before this work was done, all the water that comes down from off of that area was flowing through here and going down at the back of the fencing area where we have that parking lot area for the ground handling equipment, and going through the meshes for the fencing and entering up on the parking concrete area for the vehicles. But now that this work has been done and the water has been channeled, this will be protected, and any water from off of this end over here will still go through to the drain down there. As you can see, the raised area here with the blocks and on both sides, so no water will be able to flow from this end, which is my right hand side, the dot area here, to flow back over to the other side. What they will do here, I don't know. Most likely it could be flowers. I don't know. They're going to put here, and you can see they're doing all the clearing where the the water used to run down in the back there and go back onto the concrete area of the parking area for the ground handling vehicles. Now, and you can see the building, the complete side. We have that walkway area where we have the wheelchair ramp to paint. I don't know if they're going to put it in green as well, and a small piece in the corner there. They will also have to paint this white wall, and somebody had suggested that they have to paint this wall, whitewash it or something. Somebody suggested on my page that I should put the suggestion to the people at the IADC to have the students from the community college to do a mural on this piece of wall here, just as they did on the wall just as you come out from the building, the wall that holds up there the parking area. The students from the community college did a nice mural there, and it will be good. They have suggested that it will be a good idea if we can have some more murals painted on this side of the wall, this piece of wall here. As you can see here on, if I can show you from where I'm at, all here on the side there where we have those paintings done. So let us hope that they listen. You know, sometimes suggestions, sometimes people are not thinking the way other people think, and little suggestions can help sometimes. So let us hope that they listen and something nice can be done to this wall here to help to lift the beauty of the area. I can tell you quite a lot has been done since the rain, since last week. Saturday I came here in spite of all the rain we had in the week, because when I visited here last week, this piece of work was not done. We just had a few blocks in this area here that was taking the water off the hillside up there, and we see we have more blocks going. I am not sure if they're going to carry this work all the way back in. It will make sense if they do, but I don't know. And you see where they have done the inside here, they have made it something similar to the way the river is done. They pour some boulders, some stones inside and mix it with concrete around the stones as a roughage. So where I'm walking here, we also have an underground drain, and this is the walkway. This is on both sides. We have water running off the roadway. We'll run through these PVC pipes here into the drain below. So what will have happening here, the water that comes off further up will flow through here and it have the necessary drain. I do not know how they're going to do inside here, if they're going to pour more concrete to protect this area, but we know we're going to have water coming off the bank. We see how they would have done the other side over there, where they have put concrete right up to the bank area, so that the water that runs off the bank, I hope it wouldn't erode the dirt under the concrete and cause it to wash away, but this is how they do it. Now we have here in this center island, we have already they start to beautify the area. As you can see the plants, and I believe this is coming from the outside coming in. So already we start to see the planting of the flowers here, and these flowers were in propagation a long time ago, in readiness for this work here when everything is finished. They didn't wait until the work start to plant the flowers. They were already in the growing stage and the propagation stage, and now that the airport is close to opening, you see that the flowers, the gardeners have planted their flowers here, and this is along the roadway, the centerpiece of the roadway that leads to the terminal, the passenger terminal building of the Argyle International Airport. So if you think you're going to come here and park your vehicles and go and then come back and just drive away, I have news for you. You're going to have to pay to park here at this airport site. Now down here below me, if you can see just below me here, in that area down there, you can see contractor, the same contractor who built the security booths on the hillside, and just at the south end down there, he is building a toll booth here. So this means that when you come inside and you park your vehicle, you will have to pay for parking. So this is exactly what is happening, and you see where everything has been done with a plan. You see where the booth is structured, where it is placed. I should tell you, this is for the parking area, and this area is parking lot. You come to drop off your passenger, you drive through and you go out. But like for example, if you are going away for the weekend and you don't want to leave your vehicle anywhere, well then you can leave it here, safekeeping, and pay the fee when you return. So this is what is happening down below us, and the place is still quiet. The workmen are still on lunch, and I am going to head my way out to the main road to give you a look to see how far out they would have gotten with the planting of these flowers here to beautify the area right here, as you can see. This is the reason why they had to put in this side drain, what they are doing right now, because of erosion. A lot of water comes down off of the bank when it rains. As you can see, all the gully in the dirt there, and that water flows down on the side here because it has nowhere else to flow and goes down here. So they are making that drainage way to take that water that runs down on the side. We also have the water flowing through the drain because the water off the road actually flows through the different PVC pipe placed in the side there, and it ends up into these drains. Right here we see we have a manhole, okay, and we have some PVC pipe placed at strategic points like you're seeing right here to take the water into those underground. Earlier up we saw the trucks that were carrying dirt. Remember I told you the trucks are bringing dirt from this area and dumping it on the foothill. Well, here is actually where the dirt has been coming from. It looks as though they are getting ready to fence this area to protect this area where we have the control tower on the hill. All on this bankside area, see where they have cut out. I don't know how they're going to do it. They're going to build a wall. Most likely it'll have to be a wall first, and then the fencing up on the road area. And here is where the trucks actually brought the dirt from. And on this side, which is the left hand side going towards the country, we see where here also have been dug up. Now there is a drain somewhere in the side there, a box drain, and you couldn't know if a box drain was there all the time because it looks as though this was blocked up all the time, but right there, box drain. And this drain takes the water across the road along that area going down the inside where we had the old Argyle road, and that water is now falling off the rock side down just below the control tower area there. If you notice, when you're on that side, you see water flowing down. It's through there the water comes from. Now all here we have what appears to be cable lines through conduit. So I guess they will have to start relaying these conduit, and then we run the cables, and no doubt we might very well have to have some drainage system in this place. And what probably can happen also, they can eventually block off that drain that takes the water down to the airport site that runs off the rock area that goes through that tunnel, and bring all that water around here and take it back out towards the area just above the road opposite the Rubes Fuel Farm. There is a big gully there that takes water down to the site and over to the 191. So this is the work that has been taking place here since the caving in of the road. And I guess the caving in, sometimes bad things happen, and sometimes they happen to allow good results to come about, because had the road not caved in and blocked off this area, we probably would not have had the work started here at this time. And what this can actually do too is to help the authorities to plan properly a good drainage system that will take the runoff water, the water from off the bank sides as well that comes off the hill, into a proper drainage way. And one of the things that they will have to do is to continue to maintain that drain, the cleaning of that drain at all time. And most likely this drain should be on the western side of the road, which is my left hand side going towards the countryside, because the big inlet out there in the gully is on the left hand side of the road to take all this water. Meanwhile, the water that comes off from this area of the control tower could go straight across the road, and remember, they're going to fix this road eventually, so we'll have to put in all the drains first before they start doing the road. All this water that settles up here comes from off the hillside where they have a drain coming down, and this water can very well go straight across into that drain and end up over. So this is what is going to have to take place, hopefully, so that we can have a control of the water. Currently the guys are doing the work on the drainage system, and the fencing work is also taking place. So all around here we're going to have this whole area fenced just now. Well, they say you ask question to be wise, and when you ask question you sometimes get answer. So this drain they are building behind me coming down from the control tower, what I have just learned is that this drain will be going back across the road here, and instead of going, remember just a while ago I told you it may probably go out there towards the western side and go down into the gully. But what I have learned is that this drain coming down from off of the control tower area will be going back towards the back here, where we have that drain flowing down over the bank side just below the control tower. Remember I showed you a manhole just now where they have that box drain, and all here you see that they're digging out. I don't know how it's going to happen because it looks as though the land area here is sloped towards the north. So to bring that drain from back there, it means I will have to dig a slope. The slope will be heading towards the south here and get the water going back into that box drain that we have somewhere out there. So for those of you who apparently worrying as to where that water off of the control tower hill will be ending up, it will be ending up on this side of the road, and it will be going back to the south, go across the road into a drain that is already there, and it will empty over the bank area down just below where we have the control tower coming off, where that old Argyle road went across to the other side where they have cut it. There's still a drainage there, and the water flows down that bank area. There is where I have learned that the water will exit. So this is it for you, for those who are wondering, a little bit of information, because I know it is a concern. It was a concern of mine as to where the water will end up, but now that you know, I share it with you and you spread the information on. And what could very well happen as well, that this water that is coming off of that area up in the bushes up there could very well end up back right across this area here and go back and go through that same drain I now tell you about. It looks as though this is the plan here from what I am seeing. So the water that comes off of the hill will no longer be flowing towards the airport side from this area, but it will go around to the area where we have the old Argyle road, where there is a underground drain that takes the water across the main road and goes down to the area of the airport. Remember that road once used to be used to get to the countryside, where they cut it off to put the runway. Water flows down on the bank, so most likely the water will flow through in this area here from what we're seeing, and that water will no longer run to this side to cause any more problems. So let us wait and see what takes place as time progresses. We're going to see the corrective measures that they put in place to prevent the water from running. Actually right now the water has stopped run down on the site, as you could see down there earlier, where that wetness used to be down there is no longer there. So there you're looking at the hillside where the water will be coming down. The guys are working on the drain, and it will come across the road into that drain that will go back towards the other side over. Earlier when I spoke to you about the water coming off the control tower hill and going across the road and coming back into a drain that flows down just at the area of the control tower, this is the area where the water comes off. This water here, remember before this airport was built, there was a road up there that was the old Argyle road, which went straight across on the other side of the Johnson Hill, and there was also a drain running along there. But since the cutting away of this area from that height coming all the way down here, this water, this drainage system was not stopped, was not blocked up, so the water continues to run down here. So that water coming off from the control tower hill, which is just on top of the hill up there, most likely will be channeled back into that drain and will end up down here at the side. And we have a drain right at the bottom there that takes the water off to the 191. This is likely to happen. They were here this morning when I passed, but it looks as though they are finished for the day. The guys who are working here on this hangar, this Mustic Airways hangar. But now also the guys who are working here, they also have left just a while ago, and we see now the crane has completed lifting those heavy metals on that side. It is now here on this area where they're building the other hangar to concentrate on the work, and you can see quite a lot of flooring work has been done where they have do the concrete works on the flooring, and going forward to the north. So they have completed their task here, it seems, for the day. No blocks started to run on as yet. I'll have to get closer to see, and hopefully by next week when I return we can see some work here. The guys are still putting up the cross pieces at the top so that the galvanized can be fastened on them. So this is what is happening here, still here at the area where we have the Mustic hangar. So here I'm close to where they're doing the concrete works, and from the looks of this you can see it's not level, it has a sort of slope towards the center, so which means I'm going to take the water down into the drain down at the bottom. The guys are there putting down the stick for the alignment of what is to come later on. So the city work starts here regarding the drain, regarding the parking area, and you can see it has started, and they are doing it in concrete just as I thought they would have when I spoke with you last week. You also see the wall. I don't know what they're doing here, but you see another wall at the side where we have the drain, and I don't know what this entails, but in between we could have some gutterings, I don't know, but this is what is going on here at the area of the cargo terminal building, where we're gonna have a parking area for vehicles, and vehicles going to the loading docks. See where you have that black rubber object down there at the side. There is where the trucks are going to back up to load. Well, the preparation work on this roadway has started, as you can see. Now that the drains are in, filling up, the grading off, and the compaction started, and you can see the width of this road. This road most likely will have parking space for those persons who will be working at the hangars, along with passageway for the movement of vehicles back and forth. And this area is where we're going to have the emergency access road coming from the terminal building and heading out towards the end. So you can see the workers started over where we had the wall. We have some big boulders down in a space to form like a soakaway, because they had like some springing in that area and so forth, so they would have done the work there and start compacting the area. As you can see, quite earlier up in the earlier on they had packed stone and start compacting the area, so it's not going to be that difficult to deal with now as they start the work here on this road to do the asphalting and so forth. So very soon we might start see asphalting work done here on this roadway, and we're gonna have everything coming in shape in quick time here at the airport site, because we are almost to the end of the month of November, to the being the 19th, and by next Saturday when I return, that should be the 26th, which will be the last Saturday. And when I do return after that Saturday here, most likely we'll be into December, so one more Saturday left in the month of November, and then after that we will be into December. So things are pretty okay out here. The sun is bright and sunny, the weather is dry, and the way out here is looking, you won't believe that we had rain for those past days in the month. Very few areas show sign of rain, water, or the evidence of rain coming out here. Yeah, there are areas where we have pools where the water settle up, where work is still to be done, but basically this is how it is. As soon as the rain stops out here, the sun is so heated, the place dry in quick time. Well, you're seeing the security booth here south of the passenger terminal building has now been fitted in with the doors and windows, one on this side on the eastern side, and we also have one on the western side. Now when the hangars are finished and the fencing that we have here move back to where they are supposed to actually go, the gate for this area will be changed. I am not sure if it's going to come where it's going to fall. Most likely going to fall between where we have the fencing. I'm not sure as yet, but the gate will be removed from where it is right now and placed just alongside the security booth that we have here, so that vehicles going towards the hangar will have a straight drive. As it is right now here, those vehicles, those big vehicles using here, find it difficult sometimes to maneuver the turn here, and sometimes what happens, they give the gate a little touch there, as you can see, and cause some damage. But when everything is finished and all the hangars are in place and those fencing over there removed, then we'll have the gate being installed in its right location. Earlier when I passed here, this was not the case, but now that I have returned, you are seeing here where they are doing some asphalting work. This is the same old road, and we had some cracks in certain areas. Actually, when I passed here this morning, I saw some asphalt oil and some of the stones, but I couldn't imagine that they were going to do asphalting work here. So apparently this work is being done so that we can have a roadway for vehicles to pass in the meantime while the main Argyle road is fixed. We have the asphalt machine here, and a truck just finished offloading a load of asphalt and heading back to the plant, and it seems as though they're going to do this whole road because they're still here waiting. I can still feel the heat coming out from this hot mix, this asphalt mix, where they are doing a resurfacing of this road here at the south end of the airport site. This was a road done before, but it will have to be used in the meantime until the one below is finished. The asphalt machine is still up there at the end. They just finished offloading a truckload of asphalt and they're waiting. The truck is going back for more. But I am seeing some dark clouds coming over from the east and I'm going to head out of here. So until next week. By the way, no vehicles can pass it. They're actually using the gate at the south and come back on to the hill just in the area of the stone crushing plant to get back onto Waroko. And until next week, we're going to join you here again once more at the airport site, where once again I'm going to bring you more update as to the progress of the work taking place here at the site. So until such time, do have a blessed week, blessed weekend, and God be with you always.
Hello, this is Flight 111. We are now arriving at Argyle International Airport.
Jah deliver us from the pain and sorrows. Whenever we travel, it's so much trouble. They push me here, they push me there. They treating us so unfair. Many times they make we cry. I got to ask the reason why. They use their powers oh so heavy-handedly and treating fancies just like we ain't nobody. Opportunity helps them to get ahead of we. But take a good look, we are one regionally. Oh, what a bright and glorious day. Brothers and sisters, yes, it's a bright and glorious day. Mothers and fathers, when the first jet touched down on the Argyle Runway, it's a joy to see. We witness history, oh, what a bright and glorious day. Brothers and sisters, for the meat to take over, we need more than bread and water, yes. Give us strength, oh Jaja, for us to read the next chapter. Oh, what a bright and glorious day. Hey, hey. To build this nation, we need every help we can. Such tremendous task at hand, we need full participation. The time is now to get on board. Let's face what the future holds. Progressively, we can be pushing forward the country. The youths of the nation, please get your education and build your